Myrtle Beach Road Let's Gravel Tour premiere weekend. It all started very early on the day of our premiere, and with a slight disappointment that our red carpet turned out to be a red throw rug. However, that didn't matter. We had 5 segments on the morning show with Amanda. Channel 15 was so incredibly generous to us in their coverage. Then we dropped by to deliver some pies to the Quantum radio station and had a blast with Mad Max and Scotty on Rock 107. And we headed back to Chick-fil-A for an actor signing gig. And Nancy, she was so sweet. She had posted us on their Facebook page. Nancy shared that she lost her husband a while back. And in the midst of recovering from loss and having to restart her life here, she continues to serve others so mightily. With the clock ticking, we began to set up for the premiere. I was planning on taking a shower, but things just happened so quickly with media and crowds arriving that in no time I found myself walking on our newfound red carpet, courtesy of Camille and Lisa's last-minute scrambling. I put down the camera to enjoy this evening, but luckily others were there to capture how great an evening it was. When the movie started, I couldn't watch it. I just waited in the lobby. But then I'll never forget Lisa coming out and high-fiving me and saying, "They liked it, Brian. They really liked it." We had a dynamic talk back. I have to admit that I'm a terrible receiver of good comments. I need to remember the stories of women who came up to me and said that this was their life. I need to remember the guy who was going through a really rough time and said that this was God intersecting with him. I need to remember the guy who told me that I hadn't wasted 5 years of my life. I need to remember that people thought it was actually funny. And to top this evening off, I got to finally see my wife and kids after 2.5 weeks of missing them. The next morning, I learned that my little girl actually slept in my shirt while I was gone to smell my smell. She was so excited to give this to me, complete with the characters in the windows. I really needed to spend some time with them. Kelly, at the Zipline Adventures, he made that happen, inviting the cast and crew to come down and have the run of the place. Bethany and her sister actually nailed the giant cornhole game. I still owe her a box of Krispy Kreme, which was our bet. The Zipline Adventure folks don't know this, but they gave us a really nice gift. Crackerjack! A break from what would be a difficult weekend. On Friday night, the young people flocked to Insidious, and the older folks went to see the family. Our distributor began hinting that our tour might end in Myrtle Beach, so I decided to be like a politician, persuading people to cast their ballot with the people's candidate versus Big Hollywood. But Big Hollywood prevailed. There were times out there when tears would just well up as my fear of failure was being actualized, at least in numbers. However, in the midst of this, random people would come out of the theater who saw our movie and prayed for me. That night, as my family and I prayed, I have to be honest and admit feeling hopeless and silently angry. So it was a God thing that in the midst of this, Gary, a passerby at the theater, got on the phone and had his pastor Damon at the beach church invite me to come the next day. But knowing that tomorrow I might have our distributor say that we were done, there was a song we sang that finally broke me. The lyrics go, "Troubles surround me, chaos abounding. My soul will rest in you. I will not fear the war, I will not fear the storm. My help is on the way, my help is on the way.